Hello there, you're watching TVS News at 5. You're now with me, Douglas Elliott, and let's begin with our top story. Sarawak views big data as important as fossil fuel. It also enables environmental sustainability and security by giving communities around the world the opportunity to better understand its small and large-scale demand for energy, food and water. Hence, the Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, has made big data as the focus of this year's International Digital Economy Conference Sarawak, or IDEX 2022.
Among the many benefits of big data for sustainability is function in the enforcement of regulatory practices around the world in keeping track of their emissions, reaching renewable energy goals, as they raise standards of sustainability in all sectors.
Moreover, big data, according to Abang Johari, plays a vital role in protecting natural resources and assessing environmental risks.
Take aqueduct, for example. This water risk mapping tool was designed to monitor and calculate water risk around the world, relying on big data such as water quantity, quality, and other changing regulatory issues.
Similarly, the application of big data for agriculture is critical given the average rate of resource consumption and growing food scarcity. Abang Johari spoke during the launching ceremony of IDEX 2022 at the Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching, BCCK, on Tuesday. The event will take place for 2 days with keynote addresses from notable speakers from all over the world, including Jim Hageman-Snape, chairman of Marx, and Aileen Burbidge, one of the UK's biggest tech personalities.
To further empower Sarawak's post-COVID-19 development strategy, or PCDS 2030, Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg announced the Digital Economy Blueprint 2030. The blueprint will focus on 5 key areas.
Now we have our blueprint, which will focus on A, nurturing integrated ecosystem to foster inclusive digital society; B, building the right foundation to grow digital economy; C, fostering business growth and vibrant technology sector; D, capitalizing on digital technologies to maximize digital value; and E, delivering simple, secure, and transport services.
The blueprint, according to Abang Johari, will align with both national and global blueprints, which will enable the government to play a role on developing both public and private sector economies. This public-private and community partnership will provide a platform that will bring about successful economic transformation.
Sarawak will move forward and will require long-term investment by both public and private sector. One measure the government is taking is to set up sovereign wealth fund for Sarawak to protect state wealth and invest it properly for future.
In the same vein, Abang Johari stated that geographically, the digital economy is mostly clustered in the USA and China, who account for 50% of all hyperscale data centers, 94% funding of all AI startups, and 90% of the platform capitalization, with the highest rate of 5G adoption in the world.
The global dominance by the USA and China and their capability to build and secure the resulting value are estimated to heighten global inequalities. Against that background, it is the intention of the Sarawak government for us, in a small way, to contribute to this transformation throughout the world.
He spoke during the launching ceremony of the International Digital Economy Conference Sarawak IDEX 2022 at the Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching, which is being held both physically and virtually. About 2,500 delegates are attending IDEX physically, while online, it has amassed more than 40,000 participants.
Welcome back. The Kuching Magistrates Court on Tuesday fixed July 29 for further mention for the murder case of 4-year-old Eric Chang, as the court awaits the DNA and forensic report. The caretaker, Wendy Chai Zuzan, and her 51-year-old husband, Ling Kok Liang, were ordered to be further remanded at Puncak Borneo Prison while awaiting the new date. The accused were charged on March 31st under Section 302 of the Penal Code and read together with Section 34 of the same code. Eric Chang was reported missing on March 7 by his mother, and he was last seen at the caretaker's house in Taman Riverview in Bintawa. The couple and Eric's parents were then arrested by the police on March 11 to assist in the investigation, which prompted a multi-agency search operation from March 13 until March 19. The body of Eric Chang, however, has yet to be found. Marriage should be a happy ending for most girls. The memories created on a wedding day are sure to be everlasting, from walking down the aisle to first dance as husband and wife. But for hundreds of thousands of young girls across Sarawak, their wedding is a far cry from happily ever after. Child marriage remains widespread in Sarawak, with reports of being among the states with the highest child marriage cases in the country. A total of 1,638 underage individuals got married in Sarawak from 2017 to 2020, where 500 of them were recorded as marrying underage according to Sharia or Islamic law, and 1,138 individuals were recorded marrying underage customarily under the customary child marriage. Here are 3 stories by individuals whose lives were irrevocably changed by marriage.
In her own words, Amy, a pseudonym, a 13-year-old girl who hailed from Bintulu, was an orphan at a young age and was raised by her grandmother. Things went downhill when her grandmother wasn't able to provide for her and her 8 siblings. Amy instinctively knew that this poverty would destroy her dreams. She was left with very few choices, resulting in a child marriage.
Saya masih ingat lagi pada malam belah pinang. Saya buntu dan menangis, namun perkahwinan tetap dilangsungkan mengikut adat Iban.
However, her now husband wasn't able to provide for her family following his dependency on alcohol. As a wife, Amy was deprived of her education and had to work odd jobs to make ends meet. She also said that the greatest loss as a result of this marriage was her freedom.
Sebenarnya, saya teringin untuk menyambung persekolahan dan masuk universiti. Namun, apabila suarakan hasrat itu kepada suami, dia langsung tidak bersetuju.
Meanwhile, a 15-year-old who only wants to be identified as Siti was a bright student until a turn of events when she conceived a child after she was raped by her father's friend. Her family believed that marrying her then 18-year-old boyfriend was her only option to save the family's image. She said no one asked her anything or confirmed with her if she was sure about getting married.
Akibat buatan lelaki itu, saya mengandung. Manakala keluarga sangat malu apabila mengetahui keadaan diri saya. Saya berterus terang dengan ayah mengenai perbuatan rakannya, tapi tak ada siapa yang percaya. Kehidupan saya sangat tertekan ketika itu dan akhirnya saya keguguran.
Whereas Tina, a 16-year-old, dropped out of school because she was pregnant. She quit school until her baby was born and her life changed thereafter, putting her education aside to care for her baby at home while her husband assumed the role of a father at a very young age of 17. Like many other young girls who became pregnant at a young age, getting married seemed to be the only way out for Tina to avoid the shame of early pregnancy.
Saya terlalu mengikut hawa nafsu pada usia yang sangat muda, iaitu ketika berada di tingkatan 3. Saya terlanjur dengan bekas tanaman lelaki hingga melahirkan anak. Mereka sangat marah dan berasa malu. Ibu bapa saya juga memaksa saya untuk berkahwin pada usia muda. Suami saya berusia 17 tahun pada ketika itu.
Sarawak Women, Child Development and Community Welfare Minister Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah said child marriage is indeed a complex and complicated issue as it involves several jurisdictions of marriage law, culture and custom due to the characteristic of the Sarawak's plural society. She does not deny that the current statutes that allow girls below 18 years old to marry were among the factors leading to the high number of child marriages in Sarawak. To look at the bigger picture, Fatimah said teenage pregnancy was actually closely related to child marriage as most young girls with consent from parents decided to get married as they were already pregnant.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. Just a click away by heading onto our website at TVSTVMY or follow us on our social media. And that's all the time we have for TVS News at 5. I'm Doug Elliott. Thank you for watching.